I am Verna Smith, and this is Issues in Focus. Yes, since I last spoke to you last week, on the topical issues remains healthcare reform. And if anything, it is getting hotter by the day, by the hour, by the minute, and by the seconds. Yes, healthcare reform is consuming us in the heat of the moment. Who would have thought that the month of August, which should have been the month that we got our questions answered, would have turned out to be a month of misunderstandings, misinformation, and just crazy things as in mob scenes and mob rules. Yes, healthcare reform in the month of August has enlarged into an argument with so much noise that some of us can't hear anything from the persons who can bring us the answers we need. So again, for this week, healthcare reform tops the issues. And I wish I could report that, wow, it's being resolved in a nice, polite, civil way. Absolutely not. Healthcare reform, what it might mean with a public option for the 47 million who are uninsured, for the other 15 or 20 million that the marketplace rejects, for those with pre-existing conditions that the present insurance rules say we don't want you, for those who discovered they had something and the insurance company said sorry but we don't cover your type. Healthcare reform with a public option, because I don't think we will get single payer as we hope it would be, is not working. At least not the period, the month of August, that given it nothing happened before the recess, August 7th, and after August 7th, Congress was supposed to go out into their districts and talk to people like us and tell us, in terms of our answers, what is it we wanted to know. Well, some people, unfortunately, are not getting that information, because from videos that I've seen from different places across the country, it's just plain and simple mob rule. Some people come in and they shout their neighbors down and they say to the congressman, you know, how dare you say this to me? And no one seems to be listening because of all the noise. And I'm saying, is this happening in a democracy, in the land of the free and the home of the brave? Am I missing something here? The third world countries are looking to us. As a matter of fact, we often say to them, look at how we do it here. But for healthcare reform, because of fears, misinformation, tales that are being stressed that makes no sense, people are so fearful of the unknown that they are doing crazy things. It has often been said that the greatest thing we have to fear in any society is ignorance, meaning people not knowing about something and wanting to get the answer they need or to get an answer they want to hear. In the middle of all of that is chaos. So I can say so far for the month of August, the discussion on healthcare reform has been plain and simple chaos in many areas. Again, the bill is being proposed. It's not yet law. Congress has not written and said this is the law of the land. It's a bill that's being discussed, it's being proposed, given many Americans at this time, and daily 14,000 people a week lose their health insurance and have nothing to fall back on. Think of it. That could have been you, that could have been I, that could have been, you know, your mother. But the tales of misinformation are so great that people are saying, oh, if we should have healthcare reform, my mother, who is 80 years old or 6 years old, with her condition or under age, will be sent to a shed to die. Meaning seniors, people with special needs, the very poor, will be told by a panel, a death panel, that you're not going to be covered. And of course, what's the option? Death. How frightening is that for anyone? Not to mention coming from what I would consider a civil society. Nothing in the bill has any such suggestions. Number two, Oh, people and women can go and have abortions numberless. Healthcare reforms mean you can have 10,000 abortions. Absolutely not. Crazy. Sex changes. Oh, the people who want to have their sex changes done this week and next week, and what I'm trying to say, the truth is being stretched. It's crazy, and I would hope that those of us who will take the time to read the information, to think about it, to talk to our friends and neighbors in points, counterpoints, will sit and intelligently discuss this, because as I said, as a developing nation, we're among few of the other industrialized nations that does not cover all their citizens in a plan that we can keep our nation healthy and keep our productivity going. A sick nation does not contribute to high productivity. Health and wealth are married. Not only I think so, Dr. Oz and so many others. You know who Dr. Oz is on Oprah. I think he's one of the formidable voices talking about the need for healthcare reform. But even if it were not a Dr. Oz, those of us who have been through the system, those of us who have had families with preconditions and have been told we're sorry we don't cover this, those of us who developed something overnight and were told sorry, this is not a part of the plan you signed up for, why shouldn't they be given a chance to be heard? Why shouldn't they be given a chance to access and quality of care? I saw the president yesterday in his town hall meeting in New Hampshire, and he tried to put some of those misinformation to rest. How were you convinced? I would like to hear from you. What are your points of view? I say healthcare reform now or never. This is the time to do it. We had an elections, the people spoke, the administration changed, the president said this is something he would work on, and whether you like how he's doing it or not, he has stepped up to the plate and is trying to give us healthcare reform that will save money. Given the present system we have, we are spending more for less, and it's not sustainable. I remain, and I repeat, what we have in place now as a healthcare infrastructure, as a healthcare system, is not sustainable. We are paying more for less, and that is likely to continue throughout the years if we don't stop and do something about it. So again, I would like to hear your comments. Share your thoughts on this video or on my blog, vernasmith.com. I repeat, share your points of view on this video, vernasmith.com. I would love to hear from you. As I said, this is our moment to get our thoughts in. This is our moment to say what we think. This is our moment in a civilized way to share opinions with our friends and neighbors. As I said, I think that the time is right. I think that the politics is right. I think that, again, we should all have an opportunity to discuss this in a civil atmosphere with our neighbors. We don't need to go back to the days of the cavemen in the Middle Ages and in the Stone Ages. Sure, we can disagree, but whoever says we have to be disagreeable. So again, it's your turn to chime in. For this week, the only topic that is worthy of note from my perspective is healthcare reform. I say now or never. Healthcare reform, let's use the politics of the moment to get it done. I say healthcare reform. If we don't get bipartisan support, the Democrats should go it alone. This is what politics is about. So again, your turn to chime in. Leave a comment on this video. Leave a comment on my blog, vernasmith.com. I invite you to stop by, vernasmith.com. Let me hear your thoughts. Is the time right for healthcare reform? And if not, why not? I am Verna Smith. This has been Issues in Focus. Talk to you next week. And keep cool.